Now, I just wanted to kind of open this up as well. You know, as a result of this skills practice, right, and your discoveries, what other questions might you have about this arena of career mentoring? Are there any questions that you have? Yes.
How will we be paired with our subsequent mentees?
How will you be paired with your subsequent mentees?
Okay, it takes about 5 seconds for the thing to load. We are not going to be the mentoring organizations that will pair you. So we, at the end of the course, we will share with you all the mentoring organizations that Mentoring SG will provide us, and then you can sign up. So there are many organizations already existing, like Advisory, Mendaki, etc. So you can sign up, and then they will do the matching. So we are sort of the educational arm of career mentoring. Yeah, so the matching will be done by organizations, or you are, if you're part of alumni, you're part of schools, part of whatever, you can always just join, and they do what they do best, we do what we do best. Yeah.
And actually some of them are in the room already. So if any of you want to talk to these people, can I please have you stand, the people that, because you are overseeing, right? Could I introduce you? And Atika, would you be a good person to talk to as well? Yeah, so these two are...
She eyeball you already, yeah.
Any other representatives that would be able to help? Because I don't think he's the only gentleman who has that, who's wondering about that as well. Any other organizations represented here? Okay, could you, which organization are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Generation Singapore, so we are non-profit and we ask people to join, so we're always looking for mentors.
Very good. So how may I address you? Ella. So please go to Ella if you are also wanting to find out more about the mentoring opportunities and all that. Great question. Thank you so much.
If all else fails, there's Jia Li from National Youth Council.
Yes. Jia Li, can you stand up? Yeah. All else fails, go to her. Yeah, Jia Li. Great. What other questions do you have? Yes, Lance.
So I understand that mentoring and being a mentee is a two-way thing, right? So someone who wants to be mentored and someone who wants to mentor. But what happens if, as a mentor, right, there's someone that I want to mentor who is quite bad at receiving feedbacks.
Okay.
So how should we approach that? Like being a very rebellious kid, or just don't want to listen.
It's an interesting dynamic, right? Because most mentoring relationships tend to be volunteer basis. So I think it also depends on the context, right? It's a two-way thing. So the mentor might want to mentor, but if the mentee don't want to be mentored, then it's just a monologue in some senses lah. One of the things that helps though, and this is whether it's coaching, mentoring, or that there is the initial interaction has got some level of expectation setting and agreements. Yeah, find that when upfront, right, expectations and are managed in that way, there's a transparency. That kind of case tends to, at least it's given a chance to set certain agreements. And if it doesn't happen, then it's always a basis on which you're kind of revisiting the mentoring relationship lah.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Just to build on it, and not to sell Koyo for the for the course, we do cover that as module 4. Some of the ways you can actually prime the meeting, some of the obstacles, and really, if it doesn't work out, how to end it well. So as you heard from the two ladies and all of us who have career mentor, there will be times it's awesome, and there will be times it's like, okay lah, I think it's time to say goodbye, right? So you will face that, and at least you know what to do. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Lance. There was another question over there.
Hi. I have a question on the topic of talking to the mentees. We're all humans, and so we make mistakes as well. So we are, and at that point of time when a mentee approaches you, I assume at least they approach you, they would be in a state of weakness. So that's why they approach you in the first place. You would would it be okay to also show weakness on your end? Like, talk about what the mistakes that you did, and then, to build rapport that way? Or is that like a discouraged strategy?
No, thank you for being so honest, because it's a genuine question that, you want to build trust, so you want to have some credibility, right? If I share my failure, actually, like, credibility undermined or not, right? Yeah. I think Jill will have her response. I think for me, it's also mentee dependent, right? And so this is where, as a mentor, we also need to see where they are at. I would say generally, being able to be vulnerable and honest and authentic about your experience and how you don't have it all together, it actually contributes to what Yvonne was talking about the likability versus the respect, right? That credibility, the respect that is accorded by credibility. Yeah. And I would like to say that sometimes we also need a paradigm shift in our perspective towards failure. Yeah, because quite honestly, in our arena now, where things are so ambiguous, sometimes we cannot afford to not make mistakes and learn from it, right? And I think that what we perceive sometimes as a weakness can turn out to be a strength, because it is an encouragement to the mentee that, we can be knocked down, but we can pick ourselves up again. Yeah, so that might end up working in your favor in certain instances. Yeah. Did I answer your question? Okay. Wait, Jay, you want to add in any more?
Yeah, just something short. Definitely, I share that with my mentees all the time. Like, they see the glam, right? But then behind is all the behind the scenes, late nights, all the stuff you do. That's all part of life. And if they can see the realness, I think sometimes it resonates more. And I think not all mentees come in their weakness. Some of the mentees come in strength, actually. So they are like, some of them are like, I want to achieve a lot, I want to, and sometimes you, like you said, match the mentee where he or she is. Sometimes you match strength to strength, sometimes you match weakness to weakness, or sometimes I match weakness to strength, and vice versa. Wow, like Kung Fu, really. So, so it's really art and science, try and error. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. We are around for further conversations at the end of the seminar. So we would love to carry on the chat. We are going to, I'm going to hand time over to Jill to continue, I think, in the last few things. But I just want to leave you with some key takeaways. So what you've experienced here and some of the Kung Fu that's consolidated, really it's different ways of how you build trust and rapport. And trust and rapport are actually the two keystones that help to anchor what was described here as support and challenge, right? So those are things that we also cover in the online modules. Things like how to listen actively, which many of you were very good at doing. Also, things that we cover in the online modules would be how to respond empathetically and how to guide clearly. So you can see that there are different sets of skills that go into mentoring that isn't just based on your industry credibility. There are some very practical human skills of interaction that are part of the mentoring, which makes it really exciting. Yeah, and also a good part of our own growth. Yeah, so those are some of the key takeaways that I hope that you get to look forward to on the online module as well.